She stood at my doorstep, soaked by the rain, her mascara running down like ink, staining the memories I tried so hard to erase. Carla. 7 years of lies, 7 years blaming me. And now, she dares to come back, trembling, begging. Her voice breaks through the storm. Please, can I come in? My heart pounds like thunder behind my ribs. I grip the doorframe, knuckles white, tension ripping through my chest. All those nights wondering why I wasn't enough, why nothing I did seemed to hold us together. I remember the cold way she'd glance at her phone, always secretive, always busy, always somewhere else. Each whispered accusation that I wasn't there for her rings louder than the thunder echoing behind her now. Carla. My voice shakes with rage I didn't know I still held inside me. Why are you here? She takes a half step closer, reaching toward me, desperation etched into her face, shadows flickering under the porch light. Her hair sticks to her forehead, droplets dripping from her chin, a haunting echo of the tears I'd wasted on her betrayal. I miss you, she whispers, eyes wide, pleading. I made mistakes, horrible mistakes. I know I hurt you, but I've changed. Please, just give me one more chance. One more chance? The words burn hot through me. A bitter laugh escapes my lips before I can stop it, sharp enough to cut through the humid, storm-laden air. 7 years, Carla. I snap, my voice rising above the downpour. 7 goddamn years you blamed me. You buried me under your guilt, drowned me in accusations, all while I choke on my own fury, the words caught painfully in my throat. She flinches, stepping backward, the water running down her face mixing with fresh tears. But part of me wonders if they're just another part of her act, a familiar mask slipping back into place. I know, she whispers, and for the first time, I see shame in her eyes, a raw, desperate shame I'd never witnessed before. I'm sorry, I swear I am. I've never stopped loving you. Love. The word feels dirty coming from her lips now, tainted by betrayal and lies. Yet, despite everything, something twists deep inside me. A sickening blend of longing and revulsion. I hate myself for still feeling it. I lean heavily against the doorway, dizzy, unsure of what to do. The storm rages harder, winds whipping violently, leaves torn from their branches swirling chaotically behind her. My porch light flickers, casting eerie shadows, turning her familiar face into something unsettling, almost grotesque. But why tonight of all nights? How did she even find me, hidden away in this new town? In this new life I fought tooth and nail to build without her. Feels wrong. Strange. Like a cruel joke reality itself decided to play on me. Who told you where I lived? My voice is low, dangerous, dripping with suspicion. Carla flinches again, eyes shifting to the side, evasive, familiar. Does it matter? She murmurs, her voice nearly drowned by the rain. I had to find you. I couldn't bear it anymore. But it does matter. Something is off, wrong. My skin prickles, a chill crawling up my spine, something dark whispering at the edge of my consciousness. I glance behind her, scanning the rain-slicked street, searching for signs of a car, a friend. Anything to explain how she appeared out of nowhere in the heart of a storm. But there's nothing, just an empty street swallowed in shadows. My breathing grows shallow. Anxiety gnaws at me, growing louder than the thunder above. My gut tells me to slam the door, to lock her out forever, to never look back. Yet, curiosity mingles dangerously with resentment, pulling me closer to the edge. I need answers, Carla, I finally say, stepping aside and motioning her in. You owe me that much. Relief floods her face as she steps into my home, dripping water onto the hardwood floor. She glances around nervously, eyes wide and cautious, as if expecting something hidden in the corners of this life I built without her. I close the door behind her, shutting out the storm, but locking myself in with something infinitely more dangerous. Inside, the warmth of my house feels suffocating. The comforting familiarity of my living room, my haven filled with soft lamplight and the scent of coffee, suddenly feels strange, alien, invaded. Carla stands awkwardly by the door, eyes flickering over family photos, new furniture, pieces of my new life, a life she'd lost any right to see. Sit, I command, pointing to the couch. My voice is harsher than I intended, but it feels good, satisfying to watch her obey. Her obedience is a small victory after years of manipulation, blame, and twisted apologies. She sits slowly, hands folded tightly in her lap, her gaze locked downward in a mockery of innocence. I pace in front of her, mind racing, fury building, each footfall echoing through the silent tension. Finally, I face her, demanding truth, answers. Anything that might fill the gaping wound she'd reopened tonight. Why now, Carla? Why come back after all the hurt you caused? She hesitates, biting her lip, eyes darting around the room as though searching for strength, or maybe a believable lie. Her discomfort feeds the darkness in my chest. I realized something after you left town, she whispers, voice shaking. It was never you who wasn't enough. It was always me. I was empty, desperate, broken, and I took it out on you. Her words cut into me deeper than expected, an icy blade slicing through years of resentment. My hands curl into fists, the sensation grounding, safe, familiar. Yet something about her confession feels rehearsed, too perfect, too neat. What changed, Carla? I press, voice dangerously calm, though inside I'm screaming. Did whoever you replaced me with leave you too? Her eyes flash with pain, mouth opening, then closing again. My accusation hangs heavy in the air, a challenge, daring her to deny the truth I already know. It's not like that, she insists, but her tone falters, betraying the lie. It was never about them. It was about me, about running from myself. And you expect me to forgive you? My voice rises, trembling with barely restrained anger. After you nearly destroyed me? I just need a chance, she pleads, leaning forward, eyes filled with desperation, panic flickering through her expression. But something behind her eyes shifts, darkens, just for an instant, and my heart jolts sharply. A sudden unease floods me, an instinctive warning echoing deep inside my bones. My skin crawls with dread as some inexplicable presence, seems to pulse between us, unseen but undeniably real. I don't trust you, Carla, I whisper hoarsely, suddenly afraid. Not just of her but of something worse, something intangible hovering between the past and the present. Her eyes narrow slightly, and for one chilling heartbeat, I see a glimpse of the stranger she's become. Maybe, she breathes quietly, dangerously. You shouldn't. The lights flicker again, plunging the room briefly into darkness. When they return, Carla smiles softly, but the warmth never reaches her eyes. The silence between us thickens like tar, suffocating every breath. Carla's smile lingers, a ghostly shadow of the woman I once believed she was. I swallow, fighting down the nausea swirling deep in my gut. Suddenly, my living room feels too small, the walls inching closer, pressing in, trapping us together. The gentle ticking of the clock on the wall grows louder, relentless, each second echoing like a drumbeat in my chest. You shouldn't trust me, she repeats softly, tilting her head, her voice velvet with hidden thorns. But you do want answers, don't you? I grit my teeth, muscles tensed, veins pulsing hot with frustration and helpless curiosity. I hate that she's right. I need the truth. After years of lies, accusations, blame twisted around my neck like barbed wire, I deserve at least that. But the cost feels higher now, heavier. I'm listening, I finally reply, my voice carefully controlled. Start talking. Tell me why you did it. She leans back, the couch squeaking softly beneath her. Her eyes drift briefly to the rain-streaked window, as though the answers she seeks linger outside in the darkness. The storm continues raging, pounding against the glass, punctuating her words with fierce insistence. Because you never gave up, she murmurs, bitterness coloring her voice. No matter how far I pushed you, no matter how cold I acted, you stayed. I thought if I hurt you enough, you'd finally leave. But you didn't. Terrified me. I feel the breath catch painfully in my lungs, raw emotion clawing its way up my throat. Her confession hits hard, like a punch to the stomach. I shake my head in disbelief, forcing myself to speak through the tightness choking me. So, you chose betrayal? Humiliation. My voice is ragged, words sharp with accusation. That was easier for you than facing whatever it was you felt inside? Yes, she whispers, voice barely audible, gaze lowered, lashes hiding the turmoil beneath. Destroying us was easier than facing my own darkness. The air feels colder, my skin prickling with unease, as though something invisible brushes past, stirring the tension around us. Outside, a lightning flash briefly illuminates the room, casting harsh shadows that twist and contort along the walls. Carla flinches, eyes flickering upward, frightened, unsettled. My pulse quickens, anxiety gnawing at the edges of my mind, feeding off her sudden discomfort. What's wrong? I demand sharply, my own unease intensifying. Did you see something? She hesitates, visibly shaken. Her breath quickens, chest rising and falling unevenly. I thought someone was outside. She stammers nervously, glancing again toward the window, eyes wide with fear. I follow her gaze instinctively, heart hammering. Nothing but darkness and rain stare back at me, yet the sensation of being watched, observed from the shadows, refuses to fade. My stomach twists, anxiety climbing like acid in my throat. There's no one there, I insist, though even I doubt my own words. I move slowly toward the window, feet dragging as though the floor itself resists each step. Peering out, my heart lurches painfully. Still nothing but shadows. Yet my skin crawls with the undeniable feeling of something unseen, just beyond view, lurking, waiting. A sudden sound, a creak from upstairs, snaps my attention sharply upward. Carla gasps softly, her breathing quickening again, pupils dilated, locked onto mine. Are we alone? She whispers, voice trembling. Are you sure? My pulse pounds violently in my temples. I bought this house to escape the ghosts of my past, to heal and start fresh. Now, standing here in this living room with her, it feels as though those ghosts followed me here, hiding in corners, whispering dark promises. The warmth and safety I've built suddenly seem like illusions, fragile and fleeting. Stay here, I order firmly, moving cautiously toward the staircase. Don't move. She nods, eyes wide, vulnerable. An image so foreign that my heart twists again, conflicting emotions warring violently inside me. Each step upward feels heavier, slower, creaking beneath my weight, echoing through the suffocating silence. I grip the banister tightly, knuckles aching, dread pooling coldly in my stomach. At the top of the stairs, shadows deepen, hallway lights flickering weakly, illuminating just enough to see outlines. Furniture, doors, emptiness. My breathing echoes harshly in the silence, senses straining for any hint of movement. But the hallway remains silent, empty. My pulse steadies slightly. A sudden, chilling voice drifts from behind me, a whisper thin as ice. I'm sorry. I whirl around sharply, heart hammering, blood draining from my face. But there's no one there. Carla? My voice trembles, desperate, anger quickly overtaken by uncertainty. I rush downstairs, nearly stumbling in my haste, heart pounding violently. The living room is empty. Carla's vanished, her spot on the couch abandoned, cushions rumpled from her weight, a small puddle of rainwater soaking into the fabric. Carla! My shout reverberates harshly against the walls, panic clawing viciously at my chest. Thunder crashes overhead, the lights flickering again, plunging the room momentarily into pitch blackness. When they flicker back on, Carla stands near the window, rigid, staring outward, body silhouetted by the storm outside. Her breathing rapid, shoulders trembling slightly. She doesn't respond, doesn't turn. Carla? I move closer, voice lower, careful, dread pooling like ice in my veins. What's happening? What did you see? She remains still, unmoving, fixated on something I can't perceive. Something invisible to me yet clearly terrifying to her. As I approach, My skin prickles violently, the air thickening, charged, oppressive. Her voice comes out flat, hollow, chilling. He followed me here. Who? My mouth is dry, words barely audible, barely more than whispers. Who followed you? She finally turns, eyes wild, distant, almost unrecognizable. Her voice trembles, cracking with fear, and yet filled with something darker, something unsettling. The one who won't let me go. A violent shudder courses through me, spine rigid with sudden dread. Lightning illuminates her face sharply, twisted with fear, haunted, desperate. Who, Carla? I demand louder, anxiety giving way to anger, frustration, helplessness. Who are you talking about? But before she answers, her gaze shifts past me, eyes widening in pure terror. A low, rasping whisper emanates softly from somewhere behind me, an impossible voice cutting through the pounding storm outside, filling the room with sinister clarity. You know exactly who I am. My heart stops. The storm roars violently. The lights plunge into darkness, and suddenly, I know we're not alone. Darkness floods my senses, thick and suffocating. For an instant, the world feels frozen, suspended between breaths. My pulse thrashes violently in my throat, panic gripping my chest like a vice. I whip around sharply, eyes straining, desperate to penetrate the blackness. Nothing. Only the muffled roar of the storm and the frantic pounding of my heart. Yet something, a presence, palpable and sinister, hangs heavy in the air, pressing down on me, mocking my blindness. Carla, my voice is ragged, raw with dread. Are you still here? Silence answers. Each second stretches painfully, filled with tension so thick I feel it crawling beneath my skin. Slowly, the darkness lifts as the lights flicker weakly back to life, their glow now feeble, distorted. My living room feels different, distorted somehow, edges blurred, shadows elongated. Carla is standing near the wall, back pressed flat against it, her eyes wide with terror, her hands trembling violently. But we're alone. There's no one else here, nothing behind me. Yet her eyes stare past me, locked on something invisible, horrifying. Her lips parted in a soundless scream. I take a cautious step toward her, my movements slow, deliberate, as if one sudden motion might break the fragile illusion holding reality in place. Carla, talk to me. I whisper urgently, my voice strained, anxiety building to an unbearable pitch. Who is this? Who followed you? Her eyes shift back to mine, fear giving way to profound sadness. Her face pale, ghostly beneath the dim lighting. Her lips move silently at first, as if struggling against some invisible force. Then, finally, her voice breaks through, trembling and hoarse. It's him. The shadow behind everything I've ever done to you. My stomach twists sharply, confusion and rage mingling with a deeper, inexplicable terror. Stop speaking in riddles. I snap, desperate for clarity. You betrayed me, not some shadow. Take responsibility. She flinches as if physically struck, eyes darkening again. Her voice comes quietly, coldly, laced with bitterness. You don't understand. I tried to escape him, but every time I hurt you, he grew stronger. I thought by hurting you, I'd be free. I was wrong. Now he's here. For us both. I shake my head violently, denial rising sharply, blocking out her twisted logic. She's manipulating me again, shifting blame, trying to rewrite history. But the room grows colder, the air heavy and oppressive, shadows twisting subtly at the edges of my vision. Uncertainty begins to gnaw at me again, doubt seeping through the cracks of my anger. How can you expect me to believe this? My voice shakes, defiant yet wavering. You lied to me for years. This is just another lie, isn't it? Carla steps forward, trembling visibly, eyes filling suddenly with desperate tears. I wish it was. She whispers painfully, voice raw with sincerity. He found me after you left town. He promised revenge against me for hurting you, but he said you'd pay the price too. I had no choice. I had to come back to warn you. My throat tightens painfully, emotion rising dangerously close to the surface, threatening to break my fragile control. She looks utterly sincere, broken and terrified. Yet beneath my sympathy simmers anger, disbelief, resentment still festering from years of betrayal. "What do you mean you had no choice?" I demand bitterly, stepping closer, my voice low and dangerous. "You always had a choice, Carla. You chose betrayal." "No," her voice trembles violently, pleading, desperate. "Not this time. You don't know what he's capable of." Thunder crashes violently, louder than ever, rattling the windows violently, shaking the house to its foundations. Carla and I both flinch sharply, tension surging again. The lights flicker once more, briefly plunging the room back into darkness. This time, the shadows linger, hovering on the edges of my perception, shifting, watching, waiting. The chill intensifies, sinking into my bones, gripping tightly. My breath fogs faintly in the suddenly frigid air, an impossible contrast to the stormy warmth outside. "Carla?" I breathe uneasily, dread settling deeper. "What did you bring here?" Her eyes flood with guilt, shame darkening her face. Her voice drops to a whisper, trembling and filled with fear. "The same darkness that ruined us both." Before I can respond, a sudden, violent crash echoes from upstairs, rattling through the ceiling above us, jolting us both. Carla jumps back, her scream piercing through my already frayed nerves. My pulse explodes, adrenaline flooding my veins, senses overwhelmed. "Someone's here!" she shrieks, voice filled with panic, grabbing my arm with shocking strength. "He's inside." Fear ignites every nerve in my body, muscles tensed, heart hammering viciously. This isn't right, this can't be real. My home, my sanctuary, suddenly feels corrupted, violated. Yet I have no choice but to confront whatever darkness waits above. "Stay here," I hiss, pulling away from her grip, adrenaline sharpening my senses. "Lock the doors. Don't move." She nods frantically, eyes wide, body shaking. I force myself up the stairs again, each step heavier than before, dread crawling up my spine with icy fingers. At the top, the hallway lies dark, distorted, shadowed shapes lurking ominously. Another crash, louder, angrier, from behind my bedroom door. My blood chills. Someone or something is inside, destroying whatever sense of safety I desperately rebuilt. Rage wars with fear, my past colliding violently with my present. Slowly, quietly, I reach for the handle. My fingers tremble violently. I push the door open cautiously, breath held painfully in my chest, expecting chaos, violence, confrontation. But there's nothing. My bedroom lies empty, untouched, quiet as death. Confusion floods me. I step further in, scanning every corner, every shadow, heart pounding wildly. Suddenly, my phone buzzes on the bedside table, startling me sharply. I move toward it hesitantly. A single message illuminates the screen from an unknown number. My fingers tremble violently as I read the chilling words. "You let her back in. Now it's your turn to pay." Panic seizes me. From downstairs, Carla screams violently, raw, terrified, abruptly cut off. A violent crash shakes the house, the lights plunging into complete darkness again. "Carla!" I shout desperately, rushing down blindly, heart nearly exploding with fear. In the darkened living room, silence greets me. Heavy, oppressive, horrifying. Carla's gone. The front door swings open violently, rain pouring in, flooding the floor, mocking my helplessness. Lightning flashes briefly, illuminating something small lying on the floor. A torn fragment of Carla's necklace, broken, abandoned. Outside, beyond the storm, laughter echoes faintly. A mocking whisper, barely audible yet chillingly familiar. Something stirs in the darkness, something monstrous, unstoppable. Something connected deeply to her and me. "You wanted answers." A voice whispers softly from nowhere and everywhere, cold, filled with sinister amusement. "Now you'll get them, all of them." My home is no longer safe. My past is back to haunt me, twisted into something terrifying, relentless. The nightmare Carla brought with her is real, hungry, and now it's hunting me. Rain lashes my face as I stand frozen in the open doorway, the wind howling like a living thing. Water pools around my feet, soaking through my shoes, numbing my body, yet it's nothing compared to the icy dread seeping deep into my bones. Carla's necklace fragment burns in my palm, sharp edges cutting into my skin. A cruel reminder that tonight has torn open wounds I spent years desperately stitching shut. She's gone, vanished into the storm, leaving only that faint, mocking laughter echoing through the darkness. My heart pounds violently, confusion twisting like razor wire inside me. This isn't just betrayal or manipulation. This is something worse, something deeper and darker. My head spins, questions blurring into panic. Was she lying again? Or had she truly brought something terrifying back with her? Something she couldn't control. Something relentless that now stalks me, taunting from the shadows? I take a shaky step outside, drawn toward the darkness beyond my porch. Lightning slices the sky, illuminating the street briefly in stark, ghostly clarity. Empty houses stare back at me like hollow eyes. Cold, lifeless, indifferent. The street is silent, empty, as if the storm swallowed Carla whole, leaving no trace. Carla! My voice tears from my throat, raw and desperate, swallowed instantly by the storm's fury. Nothing answers. Only the wind screaming louder, mocking my helplessness. Suddenly, headlights appear in the distance, piercing through sheets of rain, approaching slowly. Anxiety grips my chest. Who would be out here, now on a night like this? My breathing quickens, fingers tightening around Carla's broken necklace. The car rolls to a stop a few feet away, its windows black and unreadable. The driver's door opens slowly, deliberately, revealing someone who steps into the downpour without flinching. It's my best friend from back home, Liam. His familiar face, normally cheerful and comforting, now appears pale, tense, nearly unrecognizable beneath the flickering streetlights. What are you doing here? My voice is strained, confusion and suspicion surging violently within me. He moves closer, ignoring the rain pelting his shoulders, soaking his hair. Something about his silence, his hesitation, heightens my unease. I needed to warn you, he finally says, voice rough, burdened. She came to me first, said she was looking for you. I stare, shock twisting sharply through me. Carla spoke to you? He nods slowly, eyes darkening with a look I've never seen from him, fear. Genuine, haunting fear. What did she say? My voice shakes, adrenaline flooding my veins again. He pauses, eyes shifting nervously toward the shadows around us, voice lowering. She said something was after her, something she unleashed years ago. At first, I thought she was losing it, making excuses again. But then, his voice trails off, eyes haunted. Then what, Liam? I demand urgently, desperation edging into my voice. Talk to me. Then things started happening. He breathes harshly. I started seeing things, hearing whispers, feeling eyes on me constantly. Something followed her, attached itself somehow, something angry, vengeful. And now it's coming after you. My skin prickles violently, a chill running down my spine. Liam's words mirror Carla's exactly, impossibly. My gut tightens, anxiety churning painfully. I dismissed her claims as manipulation. But now, hearing Liam repeat them, reality feels cracked, dangerously unstable. Where is she? I ask sharply, voice shaking with urgency. Did she tell you where she'd been staying? He hesitates again, clearly reluctant, guilt etched deeply into his face. Liam! My shout echoes through the storm, sharp, desperate. Tell me. She's been living back at her parents' old cabin, he finally admits quietly. Out by Hollow Creek alone. She begged me not to tell you, but something's wrong there. Something terrifying. I've never seen her so afraid. She said she'd stay away. But then tonight, I found this on my doorstep. He reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a photograph, soaked from the rain. He hands it to me, trembling visibly. My breath catches sharply. It's a photo of Carla and me from years ago, torn violently down the middle, her face scratched out, replaced by dark, angry smudges. Someone knows. Liam whispers harshly, voice nearly drowned by the storm. Someone wants revenge, and they're closer than you think. My pulse races violently. The torn photo feels like a threat, a twisted warning. Carla's voice echoes through my mind, filled with terror. He followed me here. Liam, I rasp, fear seizing me. Come inside. Now. He nods quickly, glancing nervously around the darkness as if expecting to see eyes watching from every shadow. Inside, I lock the door behind us, heart pounding relentlessly. The house feels colder, darker, corrupted. Liam paces nervously, dripping water onto the floor, hands shaking uncontrollably. Who's doing this? I demand fiercely, desperate for clarity. Do you know who followed her? Who wants revenge? Liam meets my eyes briefly, guilt twisting his face sharply, before he looks away again, voice trembling. There's something you don't know. Before you left town, after your breakup, Carla started seeing someone else immediately. A guy she met online. At first, we thought he was just some rebound, but things got dark quickly. Obsession, control. She tried breaking it off, but he wouldn't let go. She finally fled town, terrified. She thought leaving would save her, but whatever happened between them left him twisted, vengeful. My stomach churns violently, nausea rising sharply. Her betrayal had always seemed random, cruelly personal. But this revelation feels darker, sinister. A chill runs down my spine as Carla's desperate words echo again. Her fear now undeniably real. So, he followed her here, followed her to me. My voice shakes, realization sinking heavily into my chest. Do you know who he is? Liam shakes his head slowly, eyes haunted, voice lowered. No one knows for sure, just that he won't stop. And now he wants you to suffer for being part of her life. Tonight wasn't an accident. He planned this, used her fear to lure you out. My head spins violently, heart pounding painfully. Reality itself feels broken, distorted, twisted by a nightmare I never imagined possible. Carla's presence tonight, her sudden reappearance, the inexplicable fear, the disturbing noises and shadows. It all begins to form a horrifying picture. Suddenly, a loud, violent banging erupts from the front door, shaking the entire house. Liam jumps backward, eyes wide with terror. He's here, he whispers, voice trembling. It's him, he followed me. My heart nearly explodes, panic flooding my veins. The door shakes violently again, hinges groaning painfully beneath the assault. Whoever is outside isn't just knocking. They're attacking, relentless, violent. Another crash. The windows rattle violently, glass cracking ominously. Upstairs. I shout desperately, grabbing Liam by the arm. Now! We race toward the staircase as the door splinters violently behind us, wood shattering like bone, laughter echoing sharply, cold, mocking, familiar. At the top, Liam stumbles sharply, collapsing heavily, breathing ragged. He stares up at me, eyes wide with shock, horror. He warned me. Liam gasps weakly, clutching his chest suddenly. Said you'd never escape. I kneel beside him, panic clawing sharply at my throat. Liam, what happened? His face pales, eyes glazing slightly, terror and regret flooding his gaze. I'm sorry, he whispers, voice barely audible. He made me bring her back. He made me bring him here to you. Before I can respond, Liam's eyes roll backward, body falling limp. A dark shadow slowly climbs the stairs, footsteps heavy, deliberate. My blood freezes, heart pounding relentlessly. Carla warned you. A chilling voice whispers cruelly from the darkness, calm, controlled. Now there's nowhere left to run. Lightning illuminates the face emerging from shadow, and dread seizes my heart. I finally see clearly, the man who destroyed Carla, who's hunted us relentlessly. And I realize in that horrifying instant that he's not a stranger at all. He smiles coldly, eyes burning with hatred. Hello, old friend. My throat tightens violently, air refusing to fill my lungs. Standing before me, bathed in flickering shadows and pale lightning flashes, is someone I once considered family. Someone whose smile now twists cruelly, eyes glittering darkly, hungry for something only I can give. Daniel. My voice cracks painfully, disbelief tearing through every fiber of my being. It was you all along? His smile widens coldly, predatory. The friend who once laughed beside me, the one I trusted more than anyone, now transformed into something monstrous, driven by an obsession I never saw growing beneath the surface. He steps closer, footfalls deliberate, each one heavy, filled with a dangerous promise. You always were blind, weren't you? He murmurs mockingly, eyes narrowed, filled with bitter resentment. You never saw how Carla's lies ruined me too. Ruined you? Rage surges hot through my veins, briefly overpowering the choking fear. You betrayed me, stalked her, tormented us both. What gives you the right to feel ruined? He pauses briefly, eyes flashing with sudden fury, features twisting violently. Outside, the storm howls louder, rattling the walls, the very air charged with tension. You have no idea what she did to me. Daniel growls harshly, voice dripping venom. All those nights comforting you while she tore you apart. I was trying to protect you. But when you left, she turned it on me. Pulled me into her lies, destroyed everything good I ever had. She used me to replace you, then discarded me like trash. His voice shakes with rage, pain lacing through every bitter word. I realize now how deeply Carla's betrayals cut him too. But what he's become chills me to my core, frighteningly distorted, twisted beyond recognition. You could have told me? I snapped desperately, anger battling the anguish inside me. I would have believed you. You didn't have to become this. Daniel's eyes darken again, fists clenching violently at his sides. His voice drops dangerously low, vibrating with barely controlled fury. I did tell you. I begged you not to trust her. But you were too blind, too obsessed. I warned you she'd destroy us both. And now, I'm here to make sure she finally pays, and you along with her, for dragging me into your nightmare. My heart pounds furiously, muscles tensed, adrenaline surging wildly. I glance desperately toward Liam's limp form beside me, guilt clawing sharply at my chest. Liam, manipulated, betrayed by Daniel too. Caught in a web of lies and vengeance he never deserved. Liam didn't deserve this. I choke out bitterly, glaring fiercely at Daniel. This is between you and me. Leave him out of it. Too late for that. Daniel sneers coldly, eyes empty of remorse. He chose his side. Now he'll pay, just like Carla, just like you. Another crash downstairs echoes violently, the unmistakable sound of someone else entering the house. My stomach twists painfully. Carla. She'd vanished, but Daniel clearly knew exactly where she'd gone. Now he'd drawn us all here, puppets tangled in his horrifying play. Carla. My voice tears through the darkness, desperation overwhelming my fear. Run. Daniel lunges sharply, catching me off guard, slamming me hard against the wall, breath violently knocked from my lungs. Pain explodes across my skull, vision spinning wildly. His grip tightens mercilessly around my throat, eyes blazing with hatred, inches from mine. Let her come. He whispers harshly, voice shaking violently with anticipation. Let her see what she's created. Let her watch me break everything she ever cared about. I struggle fiercely, desperate, but Daniel's strength is terrifyingly overpowering. Spots dance across my vision, oxygen fading, world narrowing rapidly. A distant scream breaks through my fading consciousness. Carla's voice, raw, horrified, echoing sharply from below. Daniel, stop! She cries, voice cracking, echoing painfully with fear, regret. It was me, not him. Let him go. He freezes momentarily, eyes flickering sharply, releasing his grip just enough for air to rush painfully back into my lungs. My vision clears just enough to see her. Carla standing at the bottom of the stairs, soaked, shaking violently, hair plastered to her pale face, eyes wide with desperation. "Take me instead," she begs urgently, voice trembling violently. "I caused this, not him." Daniel releases me roughly, dropping me to the floor, coughing violently, gasping desperately for breath. He turns slowly, deliberately, facing her, expression twisted dangerously, mocking laughter escaping softly. "Oh, Carla," he whispers cruelly, voice low, taunting. "I don't want just you. I want you both to suffer like you made me suffer." She steps forward cautiously, hands raised pleadingly, voice trembling with fear yet steady with resolve. "It was always me," she whispers painfully, voice raw with sincerity. "Punish me, Daniel, let them go. They're innocent." "Innocent." Daniel spits violently, features contorting savagely, voice rising sharply with uncontrolled rage. "None of us are innocent anymore." He lunges down the stairs toward her, movements fast, violent, filled with deadly intent. Panic floods through me, instinct overpowering fear. I stagger upright desperately, strength returning with terrifying clarity. "Daniel, don't!" My shout tears violently through the chaos, body propelled forward by pure desperation. Daniel reaches Carla, grabbing her sharply, forcing her backward, pressing her violently against the wall. She struggles weakly, tears streaming down her face, eyes pleading silently for mercy that won't come. He turns, facing me, holding her tight, a twisted, dark smile spreading across his face. "You always wanted answers," he whispers viciously, voice taunting, eyes gleaming darkly. "Here's your answer. There's no escaping the truth she created. We're all bound together, drowning in lies, betrayal, revenge. It's too late to stop now. Let her go." I shout desperately, heart hammering violently, terror ripping through my chest. "She doesn't deserve this, doesn't she?" Daniel sneers cruelly, voice chillingly calm again, eyes filled with sadistic pleasure. "She created this monster. I'm simply finishing what she started." My pulse pounds violently, muscles tense desperately. Liam stirs weakly behind me, consciousness flickering back, eyes wide, filled with confusion, fear. Daniel's grip tightens cruelly around Carla, her face pale, lips trembling violently, gaze fixed desperately on me, silently pleading. My mind races wildly, options limited, panic clawing viciously at my throat. But something within me shifts suddenly, a clarity cutting sharply through my fear. Daniel's rage is consuming, blinding, his obsession a twisted weakness. I step forward slowly, deliberately, voice lowered cautiously, controlled despite the chaos. "This ends now, Daniel," I state firmly, eyes locked fiercely onto his. "You've lost yourself, you've lost everything. Don't let her destroy you completely. Don't let her win." His eyes flicker sharply, hesitation breaking through momentarily, grip loosening slightly. Carla gasps softly, breathing ragged, desperate. "Let go," I urge quietly, stepping closer still, heart pounding, tension stretched violently thin. "This isn't who you are, this isn't who we are. She's not worth losing everything over." His breathing quickens harshly, expression cracking sharply, confusion battling violently with rage. For an instant, Daniel wavers, conflicted, torn deeply, eyes flickering rapidly between Carla and me. Hope surges briefly, fragile yet powerful. Then, abruptly, his features twist sharply again, resolve hardening violently, gaze darkening beyond redemption. "No," he whispers harshly, voice trembling with finality, eyes filled with chilling certainty. "She must pay. You both must pay." His grip tightens cruelly again, Carla's eyes widening sharply, panic surging violently between us. I lunge forward desperately, fear swallowed sharply by a desperate determination, violence exploding chaotically around us. A scream echoes violently, lightning flashes blindingly, and suddenly, everything plunges again into darkness. When the lights flicker painfully back on, my heart freezes sharply, world spinning violently. Daniel lies crumpled lifelessly at Carla's feet, her hands trembling violently, eyes wide with shock, horror, pain. She meets my gaze slowly, voice barely audible, filled with chilling certainty. He was right. We're all monsters now. Carla stands frozen above Daniel's body, hands trembling violently, fingertips smeared red, shadows dancing grotesquely around her. The thunder's muted rumble becomes distant, the storm retreating as if ashamed of the violence that has transpired inside this once peaceful house. My breath comes raggedly, chest tightening painfully. Daniel lies motionless, eyes staring blankly at the ceiling, all rage, all bitterness drained from his face. Only emptiness remains, an echo of pain that's now horrifyingly silent. Liam pulls himself weakly to his feet, staggering slightly, eyes locked on the scene with disbelief and dread. He reaches out cautiously, voice shaking. "What have you done, Carla?" Her gaze remains fixed on her trembling, blood-stained hands, her expression hollow, vacant. "I didn't have a choice," she whispers, voice cracking softly, eyes glazed with shock. He was never going to stop. A profound silence fills the space around us, thick and suffocating. My heart races furiously, dread building in the pit of my stomach, nausea surging violently upward. The reality of what's just occurred crashes over me, relentless, crushing. "Carla." My voice barely rises above a whisper, raw, shaking. "You didn't have to do this." Her eyes snap upward, meeting mine sharply, tears streaming silently down her pale, haunted face. "He would have killed us." She breathes harshly, voice trembling violently. "You know he wouldn't have stopped. He was lost, consumed by the darkness I created." Liam staggers forward slightly, eyes wide, face pale. "We have to call someone," he whispers weakly, fear thickening his words. "We can't hide this." Carla shakes her head slowly, violently, panic surging suddenly across her face. "No, we can't," she whispers desperately. "They'll never understand what happened tonight, who he became. They'll never believe us." The shadows twist subtly around us again, flickering strangely along the walls, the room growing colder, darker, as if absorbing Daniel's lingering rage. Something inside me stirs, warning softly, unease rising again. "Carla, we can't cover this up," I insist firmly, voice tense. "The truth will come out eventually. It always does." Her eyes darken slightly, gaze turning haunted, desperate, almost pleading. She takes a step closer, voice shaking. "Don't you understand? This wasn't just Daniel, this was all of us. He wasn't lying. We're trapped in a nightmare we all created. If the truth gets out, everything we've built, everything we've tried to become, dies with it." Liam shakes his head violently, stumbling backward, overwhelmed. "I can't be part of this," he whispers harshly, guilt twisting sharply in his face. "He was our friend, no matter what he became. We owe him more than this." A tense silence fills the room again, uncertainty pulsing sharply through us all. Carla's desperate plea hangs heavily, yet Liam's words cut deeper, laced with truth that stings painfully. I glance toward Daniel's lifeless form again, heart aching violently. The friend I once trusted, the friend twisted by betrayal, jealousy, and rage, lies forever silenced. The weight of it nearly crushes me, grief intertwining sharply with guilt and anger. "Carla, this has to end." I finally whisper painfully, gaze locked onto hers, steady despite the fear simmering deep inside. All of it, the secrets, the lies, the darkness. Daniel's gone, but he wasn't wrong. We can't bury this nightmare anymore. She hesitates, body trembling slightly, eyes wide, fearful yet deeply wounded. Her gaze drifts slowly downward, filled with bitter realization. "You're right," she whispers finally, voice faint, broken. "It was always my fault. My lies, my betrayals. I destroyed Daniel. I destroyed us all." She sinks slowly to her knees, broken sobs erupting violently from deep within her chest, echoing painfully through the room. Liam looks away, hands shaking, face twisted with helplessness and grief. I stand silently, torn violently between anger and empathy, justice and mercy. Daniel's obsession, Carla's betrayal, Liam's manipulation. Our tangled history stretches endlessly behind us, twisted into this horrifying moment. The shadows deepen again, pulsing softly, as if feeding off our collective despair. "We can't stay here," Liam finally murmurs harshly, voice rough, gaze distant, haunted. "This place is poison now. Whatever Daniel unleashed, it won't leave. It'll follow us wherever we go." Carla slowly lifts her head, face pale, eyes hollow yet suddenly fierce. "Then I'll end it." She breathes sharply, voice suddenly steady, certain. "This nightmare dies with me." Her words strike sharply through my heart, chillingly sincere. I move forward urgently, fear gripping violently at my chest. "Carla, no." But she rises quickly, determination sharpening her gaze. "There's no other way. I started it. I have to be the one to finish it." She moves quickly toward the open door, storm now softly murmuring outside, retreating yet still dangerous. Panic surges through me again. I reach for her desperately, heart hammering violently. "Carla, stop." I plead urgently, voice breaking painfully. "You don't have to do this. We can face this together." She pauses briefly at the threshold, silhouetted sharply by lightning, turning slowly, eyes meeting mine with heartbreaking clarity. "It was always my burden," she whispers painfully. "This ends tonight." Then she's gone, vanishing into the darkness beyond. A bitter wind sweeps through the open doorway, cold, mocking, a sinister whisper echoing softly. Asterisk, "She won't escape. None of you will." Asterisk. Fear pulses violently again, realization sinking sharply into my chest. Daniel's obsession, Carla's guilt, the sinister force connecting us all. It isn't over. It's simply waiting, patient, watching from the shadows, ready to consume whatever remains. Liam meets my gaze desperately, voice shaking. "What now?" I step forward slowly, gaze locked firmly outward, heart heavy, resolved yet terrified. Carla's choice, her willingness to sacrifice herself, pierces me painfully, guilt clawing sharply at my throat. "We can't let her face this alone," I whisper finally, determined yet deeply fearful. "We have to end this, once and for all." Outside, thunder rumbles softly, waiting patiently. The darkness calls silently, relentlessly, promising only pain and horror. Yet we step forward, into uncertainty, into the shadows, determined to face the nightmare we've all created. We owe it to Daniel, to Carla, to ourselves, to confront the darkness and break free. But even as we step into the night, my pulse quickens sharply with the chilling certainty that what awaits us is far more horrifying than anything we've faced yet. Because tonight, the past isn't just haunting us. It's hunting us. The rain has softened now, a quiet drizzle whispering gently through the trees as Liam and I hurry desperately through the soaked streets toward Hollow Creek. Each step feels heavier, colder, my heart pounding violently in rhythm with every painful memory clawing at my mind. Ahead lies Carla, alone, determined to end this nightmare at the place where it began. She shouldn't have come here alone. Liam murmurs harshly, breath ragged, eyes narrowed in determination yet shadowed by fear. If Daniel was right, whatever this darkness is, it wants her. It feeds on guilt, regret, pain, and she's carrying it all. I nod silently, teeth clenched, tension coiling tighter inside me. Hollow Creek lies just beyond the town's outskirts, isolated, shadowed by thick woods, its dark waters whispered about in local legends as a place of quiet dread. The cabin, once a place of peace, now feels corrupted, twisted into something sinister. As we approach the edge of the forest path, dread twists violently through my gut, anxiety rising sharply, icy fingers crawling along my spine. Ahead, barely visible through the mist and trees, the cabin waits silently, windows dark yet somehow watchful. The door hangs partially open, swinging slightly in the breeze, an invitation filled with menace. "Carla," I called desperately, voice breaking through the unnatural silence, swallowed instantly by the mist-covered trees. Only the creek's soft murmuring responds, a mocking whisper of uncertainty. Liam moves cautiously beside me, each step hesitant, breathing shallow. Something feels wrong here, he mutters nervously, eyes darting sharply, shadows thickening ominously around us. This place doesn't feel empty. We cross the cabin's threshold slowly, heart pounding relentlessly, tension vibrating violently through every muscle. The interior lies empty, furniture overturned, scattered belongings hinting at Carla's frantic struggle against whatever darkness pursued her here. Carla! My voice echoes sharply, desperation rising rapidly again, panic clawing violently at my throat. Suddenly, a faint whisper drifts softly from behind the cabin, a haunting sound filled with pain, regret. Carla's voice, broken, pleading. Forgive me. I rush forward instinctively, stumbling through dense foliage, thorns tearing violently at my clothes, skin, yet feeling nothing but the urgent, desperate need to reach her. Ahead, Hollow Creek appears sharply through the mist, its waters dark, unnaturally still, reflecting twisted shadows. Carla stands at the creek's edge, body rigid, trembling slightly, eyes fixed downward, vacant, empty. Her gaze lifts slowly, meeting mine, filled with profound sadness, acceptance. You shouldn't have come, she whispers painfully, voice faint, resigned. I need to finish this. It's the only way. I step closer urgently, voice tense, raw. Carla, you don't have to do this alone. Whatever it is, we'll face it together. She shakes her head slowly, tears streaking silently down her pale face. It wants me, my mistakes, my guilt. It feeds off the lies I told, the lives I destroyed. It consumed Daniel. It'll consume everyone else if I don't stop it. The shadows thicken suddenly, pressing inward, oppressive, a low, chilling laughter echoing faintly through the trees, cruel, familiar, unmistakably Daniel's. Yet twisted, distorted, consumed by something deeper, more sinister. He's here. Carla breathes sharply, voice shaking violently, eyes widening in terror. He never left. Daniel's voice echoes softly from everywhere and nowhere, taunting, sinister. Asterisk, you can't run from me, Carla. You created this. Your darkness gave me power, purpose. Now you'll join me, forever. Asterisk. Liam steps closer urgently, eyes wide, panic-stricken, voice breaking harshly. We need to leave now. Whatever Daniel's become, we can't fight it. Carla's gaze remains locked fiercely onto mine, voice steady, determined, despite the violent tremors shaking her body. There's only one way to stop it. I have to face him alone. If you stay, he'll take you too. I'm not leaving, I insist fiercely, stepping beside her, fear battling violently with determination, desperation. Whatever this is, we'll finish it together. The laughter intensifies sharply, shadows writhing violently around us, thickening, coalescing slowly into a form that chills my heart to ice. A figure standing at the creek's edge, features obscured, shifting, yet undeniably Daniel's twisted essence. You can't save her, the darkness whispers cruelly, mockingly. She belongs to me now, her secrets, her betrayals, her lies. They feed me, sustain me. Her suffering will never end. Carla trembles violently, voice suddenly breaking free, a raw cry echoing sharply, filled with anguish, desperation, defiance. No, you're just my mistakes. You don't control me anymore. The shadow falters briefly, uncertain, wavering slightly. Liam grips my arm tightly, whispering harshly, urgently. Her guilt gives it strength. If she can forgive herself, maybe it'll lose its power. I nod sharply, stepping closer, voice urgent, desperate, heart hammering violently. Carla, listen to me. Daniel was wrong. This isn't all you, you're not a monster. You made mistakes, but you can still change. You can still forgive yourself. She hesitates, breathing ragged, gaze locked onto mine, uncertainty flickering sharply within her. How can I, after everything I've done? You have to, I insist fiercely, desperate, conviction surging violently through my voice. If you don't forgive yourself, he'll never let you go. She closes her eyes slowly, breathing deeply, visibly struggling, tears streaming silently down her face. The shadows pulse sharply, Daniel's form solidifying violently, reaching toward her, voice trembling violently with rage, desperation. Asterisk, you can't escape what you are. Asterisk. She lifts her head suddenly, eyes fierce, determined, voice steady, powerful, echoing sharply through the darkness. I'm done running. I forgive myself. I forgive you. It ends now. A sharp, blinding flash explodes violently from within her, flooding outward, dissolving shadows instantly, Daniel's anguished cry fading rapidly, desperately. The darkness lifts abruptly, retreating, defeated, leaving only silence, stillness, peace. I stumble toward her quickly, heart racing wildly, relief, disbelief surging violently. She collapses weakly into my arms, exhausted, shaking violently yet finally free, tears soaking my shoulder, whispers breaking softly through her sobs. Is it over? I hold her tightly, voice trembling with relief, certainty. It's over. You ended it. Liam exhales raggedly, shoulders sagging, eyes closed tightly, relief washing violently through him, tension draining rapidly. We remain silently beside Hollow Creek, dawn slowly breaking gently through the mist, warmth returning gradually, washing away the lingering shadows. Yet even as relief floods sharply through me, a subtle, cold whisper echoes softly through my mind. A sinister echo, barely audible yet chillingly real. Asterisk, you think it's over? Never ends. Guilt is eternal, I'll always be waiting. Asterisk. My heart freezes momentarily, dread flickering sharply again. Yet as I glance down at Carla, her expression peaceful, free, determination hardens fiercely inside me. We survived tonight. We'll survive whatever darkness still lingers. Together. But as we walk slowly away from Hollow Creek, the faint, mocking laughter echoes faintly through the trees once more. A chilling reminder. No matter how far we run, the darkness will always follow, waiting, patiently, silently. And deep down, I know this night's horrors aren't finished with us yet. Not even close. Days blur into weeks, yet the memory of Hollow Creek clings to us like a lingering shadow. We tried desperately to leave it behind, to move forward, but it's never that simple. The peace we sought remains just out of reach, a whisper of relief constantly overshadowed by a creeping dread that the nightmare is still silently following us. Carla stays quiet, withdrawn, haunted by what she's seen, by what she's done. The vibrant girl I once loved now moves through the world like a ghost, eyes distant, burdened. Sometimes, in the quiet moments, I catch her staring blankly at nothing, as though reliving those dark hours at the creek over and over again. Her whispers at night, soft and trembling, beg forgiveness from someone who can no longer hear. Liam moved back home, trying to put distance between himself and the darkness we faced. But even he feels its shadow stretching endlessly toward him, relentless and patient. As for me, I stayed, stubbornly determined to reclaim the life I'd built. Yet each night, sleep evades me. The house no longer feels like home. It feels tainted, contaminated by Daniel's rage, Carla's grief, and the sinister darkness that followed us back from the creek. Even with Daniel gone, it's clear that something deeper, something twisted and unspoken, remains. Then, one evening, as the setting sun casts blood-red hues across the sky, Carla comes to me, her eyes wide and filled with a haunting urgency. I've been having dreams, she whispers softly, voice breaking with fear, desperation. Every night he's there, Daniel. He keeps saying the same thing, you'll never be free. I take her hands gently, trying desperately to reassure her, though my own pulse quickens sharply, anxiety coiling tightly in my chest. They're just dreams, I whisper unconvincingly. Daniel's gone. He can't hurt you anymore. She shakes her head violently, panic rising sharply in her gaze. It's different now, more real. He keeps saying the darkness hasn't left. It's just waiting, growing stronger. He's not gone. He's trapped. Somewhere between us, still angry, still vengeful. My stomach twists violently, nausea surging sharply upward. I'd felt it too. The sense of being watched, whispers from the corners of empty rooms, shadows flickering just beyond sight. Her fears echo exactly what I've struggled to ignore. We ended it at Hollow Creek, I insist desperately, though my voice wavers, betraying my own doubts. He can't come back. But what if he never left? She whispers, voice trembling violently. What if I didn't stop it? I only made it stronger? Before I can respond, my phone vibrates sharply, startling me. A message illuminates the screen from Liam, short yet chillingly clear. I'm seeing things again. It's not over. It followed me here. My heart freezes violently, dread clawing painfully upward. Carla's fears now undeniable, horrifyingly real. We have to help Liam, I whisper urgently, voice shaking. Whatever's happening, we can't let him face it alone. She nods slowly, eyes wide, fear mingling sharply with determination. If it came from me, maybe I'm the only one who can finally stop it. We leave immediately, racing toward Liam's place, tension pulsing violently between us, silence heavy, suffocating. The drive feels endless, each mile deepening the oppressive sense of dread tightening around my chest. When we arrive, Liam's house lies dark, silent, shadows thickening ominously around the property, windows unnaturally black. The front door hangs slightly ajar, swinging softly in a breeze that carries a faint whisper. Cold, mocking laughter, horribly familiar. Liam! My voice shakes as we cautiously enter, each step slow, careful, heart pounding relentlessly. The house feels abandoned, hollow, yet horribly alive, an oppressive force pressing violently around us, heavy with anticipation. Liam, are you here? Carla calls desperately, voice echoing sharply, panic rising rapidly again. A soft, muffled groan answers weakly from upstairs, a voice choked with pain, fear. We rush quickly toward it, dread gripping violently at my throat. In the bedroom, Liam lies curled on the floor, pale, trembling violently, eyes wide, terrified, fixed upward. He lifts a shaking finger, voice breaking weakly. He's here, he won't leave. I glance upward sharply, heart freezing instantly. A shadowed figure stands motionless in the corner, featureless yet familiar. Daniel's form flickers, distorted, shadowy. His voice echoing softly yet terrifyingly clear. Asterisk. Did you really think you could escape what binds us? Your secrets, your betrayals, they brought me back. Now, none of you will ever be free. Asterisk. Carla steps forward slowly, voice trembling yet fiercely defiant. This ends now, Daniel. You can't control us anymore. He laughs cruelly, shadows twisting sharply around him, darkening violently. It was never just me. I'm only the reflection of what lies within all of you. Your fears, your secrets, your guilt. They're what keep me here. Liam struggles weakly, voice cracking harshly. He's feeding off us, off our guilt. That's why he won't go. My heart pounds violently, realization sinking sharply inward. Daniel isn't simply haunting us. He is us, the living embodiment of everything we refuse to forgive in ourselves. You're nothing but our regrets. I finally whisper, stepping forward determinedly, voice stronger despite my trembling. Our mistakes don't define us, not anymore. You can't hold us hostage forever. Carla moves beside me, reaching for Liam's hand, voice echoing fiercely through the darkness. We forgive ourselves. Daniel, you have no power left here. The shadow falters slightly, uncertain, voice trembling sharply. You need me. I define you. Without me, what are you? Free. Carla whispers softly, voice firm, clear. Finally free. The room brightens sharply, shadows dissolving violently, Daniel's form fading rapidly, anguished cries echoing distantly. As silence returns gently, peace settles gradually, softly. Liam breathes shakily, color returning slowly to his face. relief flooding rapidly through him. Carla exhales softly, exhaustion mingling sharply with newfound certainty. Yet, even in relief, my heart aches painfully, memories lingering sharply, wounds healing yet still fragile. Carla meets my gaze slowly, voice quiet yet deeply resolved. We finally faced it, but will we ever truly be free? I hold her gently, uncertainty mixing sharply with fragile hope. Maybe not entirely, I whisper finally, voice steady yet gentle. But at least now we know we're strong enough to face whatever darkness comes. As we leave Liam's house, dawn breaks gently again, warmth gradually replacing the lingering chill. Yet, even as we step into the soft morning light, I feel a subtle, lingering shadow at my back. A quiet reminder, haunting yet strangely comforting. Some shadows never fully vanish. They simply become part of us. The difference now is we're no longer afraid. Yet, even as we walk away together, hand in hand, I sense Daniel's quiet laughter whispering faintly from somewhere behind us, gentle, knowing, endlessly patient. One day the darkness will rise again, and next time you won't escape. Weeks pass, and life begins to settle into an uneasy normalcy. Yet beneath the fragile surface, we all sense something unresolved, something left lingering like a shadow we can't quite shake. The days seem brighter, yes, but every night still carries whispers. Echoes of Daniel's laughter, flickers of shadow darting at the corners of our vision. I try to ignore it, dismissing these moments as paranoia, but Carla grows quieter, withdrawn again. She tries hard to smile, to pretend everything is fine, yet each forced laugh or hesitant glance reveals her struggle. She's fighting something I can't see, something she refuses to share. One evening, as the sky paints itself a fading purple, she asks softly from across the table, "Do you think he's really gone this time?" The question stirs a chill deep within me, one I'd hoped had been buried forever. "I don't know," I reply quietly, honesty raw in my voice. "But maybe it's not about him being gone completely. Maybe it's about us refusing to let him define us anymore." She nods slowly, her expression haunted. "I want to believe that, but every night it feels like he's closer. It feels like he's still trying to break us." Her words twist painfully in my chest, echoing my own fears. Daniel's physical presence might be gone, but his shadow, the darkness he represents, is undeniably still alive, tethered to us. Suddenly, the lights flicker gently. Carla's eyes widen slightly, tension flooding instantly back into the room, heavy, suffocating. "Just a surge," I murmur unconvincingly, anxiety gnawing sharply again. But before either of us can speak further, a soft knock rattles the front door, gentle yet purposeful, somehow chilling. My pulse quickens, anxiety crawling sharply up my spine. Slowly, hesitantly, I rise and open the door. Liam stands there, pale and shaken, eyes haunted, face drawn with exhaustion. "We need to talk," he says quietly, urgency thickening his voice. We gather quickly, tension thick, Liam hesitating briefly before finally speaking. "I started researching after Hollow Creek, digging into the past, looking for anything that could explain what happened with Daniel. It wasn't just him. There's history in that place, dark history, generations of it. Daniel tapped into something old, something angry, and we woke it up." Carla's face pales visibly, dread clouding her expression again. "What do you mean?" she asks faintly, voice trembling slightly. Liam leans forward urgently. "This isn't just Daniel haunting us. There's something older, deeper, feeding on pain and guilt. Daniel was just its latest vessel, but now it's attached itself to us." My heart pounds furiously, nausea rising sharply within me. "Are you saying we'll never escape it?" "Not unless we destroy whatever started it," Liam whispers gravely. "Hollow Creek is the key. There's something there we missed, something Daniel found." Carla's eyes darken sharply, fear twisting her expression. "I can't go back there." I grip her hand gently, voice steady despite my own fear. "If we don't face it, it'll never stop. We can't keep running." She closes her eyes briefly, breathing raggedly, before nodding slowly. Fine. But whatever we find, this has to end once and for all. That night, beneath a cold, waning moon, we returned to Hollow Creek, hearts heavy, each step burdened with fear and uncertainty. The forest whispers ominously around us, mist drifting gently over the ground, the creek murmuring softly, mocking our return. At the cabin, we searched desperately for something, anything, to explain Daniel's transformation, his connection to the sinister force haunting us. Then, beneath the floorboards, Liam discovers something wrapped in cloth. Old, faded photographs, journals scribbled frantically, pages brittle and stained. The images depict Hollow Creek generations before, faces familiar yet unknown, eyes haunted by the same shadows we carry now. This darkness has always been here, Liam murmurs softly, fear mingling sharply with realization. Each generation passed it on, feeding it guilt, secrets, pain, just like we did. Suddenly, Carla freezes sharply, eyes wide, staring silently at one photograph. Daniel's family, ancestors standing rigidly near Hollow Creek. A dark shadow lingers subtly behind them, blurred yet unmistakably present. This was never about Daniel. She breathes painfully, voice trembling. It was his legacy, ours too. We're all connected to it. Cold realization sinks heavily into me. This darkness isn't random. It's inherited, passed down through generations, feeding off guilt, anger, and betrayal. The cabin groans softly around us, shadows thickening ominously again, Daniel's familiar laughter echoing gently, distorted yet horribly clear. Asterisk, you finally understand, but it changes nothing. You can't break what binds you. Asterisk, we're not bound to you. Carla shouts fiercely, voice strong, defiant. Whatever mistakes we made, they're ours, not yours. You don't control us. Yet Daniel's voice whispers mockingly again, closer, sharper. Asterisk, your lies created me. Your guilt sustains me. Without me, what's left of you? Asterisk. Suddenly, Liam points urgently toward the fireplace, eyes wide. An old book lies hidden beneath the ashes, its pages torn, marked with dark symbols, heavy with meaning. The source. Liam whispers urgently, voice shaking. This is what Daniel found, what awakened it fully. I reach slowly for it, dread clawing violently at my throat. The book feels heavy, oppressive, vibrating faintly in my grasp. Carla moves closer, gaze fixed firmly, determined. We have to destroy it, she says firmly, voice steady yet fearful. If it created Daniel, destroying it might finally free us. Yet Daniel's laughter echoes sharply again, shadows writhing violently around us, voice cold, mocking. Asterisk, you can't destroy guilt. It lives inside you. Asterisk. My hands tremble violently, heart racing furiously. Yet I grip the book tighter, gaze locking fiercely onto Carla's, determination overwhelming fear. Guilt doesn't define us. I whisper steadily, voice breaking with emotion. We're stronger than our past mistakes. Together, we place the book carefully into the fireplace, igniting it quickly. Flames leap violently upward, shadows shrieking sharply, Daniel's anguished cry echoing distantly, fading rapidly into silence. Slowly, painfully, peace returns gently around us, warmth gradually filling the cabin again, shadows retreating, defeated. We stand silently together, hearts still heavy yet finally hopeful. Do you think it's really over? Carla whispers softly, uncertainty mingling sharply with fragile relief. I glance slowly toward Liam, then back to her, voice quiet yet sincere. Maybe guilt never fully leaves us, but it doesn't have to control us. Not anymore. As dawn breaks gently again, warmth flooding softly around us, we leave Hollow Creek behind for the last time, the past finally put to rest. Yet even as relief fills me, I sense a subtle, lingering presence whispering softly from somewhere distant, patient yet watchful, Daniel's quiet laughter echoing faintly, hauntingly gentle. Asterisk, guilt never truly dies. It only waits patiently for another heart to feed upon. Asterisk. And deep within, I know we've survived for now, but the darkness is never truly gone. The simply sleeping, waiting, ready to rise again. Life moves forward, quiet days gradually washing away the horrors we faced at Hollow Creek. Yet no matter how far we distance ourselves, each of us carries reminders. Small shadows in our eyes, lingering silences, restless dreams. Daniel's laughter never fully fades. It merely becomes quieter, a faint whisper at the edge of consciousness, reminding us of debts unpaid, secrets still hidden. Carla begins to smile again, cautiously hopeful. Yet I see the sadness behind each attempt, the weight she still carries. Liam, too, pretends everything is normal, but a quiet unease lingers beneath every joke, every casual conversation. I can't shake the feeling that we're not truly free. Hollow Creek lives within us, part of who we've become. Daniel's shadow still haunts the edges of our lives, a gentle, persistent reminder of everything we've yet to face fully. Then, one night, as rain taps softly against my window, I wake suddenly to the faint sound of footsteps downstairs. Soft, deliberate, moving steadily through the darkness. My heart pounds violently, breath quickening sharply. Slowly, carefully, I rise, moving cautiously through silent shadows toward the living room. There, illuminated faintly by streetlight filtering gently through rain-streaked glass, Carla stands motionless, staring silently outward, eyes distant, haunted.
Carla.
I whisper softly, anxiety tightening painfully within me. Are you okay? She doesn't answer immediately, gaze remaining fixed outward, voice faint yet deeply troubled. I still hear him sometimes. He whispers things only I know. Secrets I never told anyone. I step closer slowly, heart heavy, dread twisting sharply again. What secrets, Carla? She turns slowly, eyes filled with anguish, regret raw within her expression. Daniel was right. There's something I never told you, something I buried so deeply, I thought it would disappear. But it didn't. It's grown stronger, darker, feeding off my silence. Her words pierce sharply into me, fear rising violently once more. What are you hiding, Carla? My voice trembles, dread flooding violently upward. She looks away painfully, breathing raggedly, voice barely audible. I knew Daniel was spiraling. He reached out, begging for help before it all happened. But I turned him away. I ignored his pleas, dismissed him as unstable. When he finally broke, when he turned against us, I knew it was because of me. My stomach twists violently, disbelief crashing sharply inward. You could have stopped him? She nods painfully, voice trembling violently. He became that monster because I let him. My guilt created him. That's why he'll never leave, because I never admitted the truth. I caused everything. Suddenly, the shadows shift subtly around us. Room growing colder, darker, oppressive again. Daniel's voice whispers faintly, gentle yet mocking. Asterisk, the truth finally comes out. But does it really free you, or simply bind you tighter to me? Asterisk. Carla's eyes widen sharply, terror flooding rapidly again. He's here. He never left. My pulse pounds furiously, fear mingling sharply with desperation. We need Liam. We have to finish this together. We hurry urgently to Liam's house, tension thickening rapidly again. When we arrive, his front door lies open slightly, darkness heavy inside. Fear pulses sharply, anxiety clawing violently at my chest. Inside, Liam sits motionless, pale, shaking violently, eyes wide, haunted. He came back. Liam whispers weakly, voice cracking painfully. Daniel's here, inside my head. He showed me everything. How I betrayed you both. I knew Daniel was unstable too, but I encouraged Carla to ignore him. I wanted him gone. Cold realization sinks heavily into me, horror twisting sharply inward. The darkness feeding Daniel wasn't random. It was born from betrayal, secrets, lies, ours, as much as his. Suddenly, shadows thicken violently, Daniel's figure forming sharply before us. Solid, real again, eyes blazing with twisted triumph. You see now? He whispers mockingly, voice cold, cruel. We're all connected by guilt. It binds us together forever. You can't destroy me without destroying yourselves. Carla steps forward shakily, voice trembling yet fierce. Maybe we deserve this, but you don't control us anymore. Our mistakes don't define us. Daniel laughs cruelly, shadows writhing sharply around him. Don't they? Everything you've done, every betrayal, every lie, lives within me. I am your guilt. Without me, you have nothing. I take Carla's hand firmly, Liam stepping weakly beside us, forming a united front, determination overriding fear. We choose who we are. I whisper steadily, voice stronger despite anxiety clawing sharply inside. We're done feeding you. Daniel falters slightly, uncertainty flickering rapidly within him. Yet he snarls defiantly again, shadows thickening violently, voice shaking with rage, desperation. You can't erase guilt. It lives forever. We're not erasing it, Carla says softly, voice steady, clear. We're accepting it. You have no more power. Slowly, Daniel's form dissolves again, shadows fading sharply into nothingness, anguished cries fading gently into silence. The room brightens softly, warmth gradually returning. We stand silently, breathing shakily, hearts heavy yet finally free. Is it over? Liam whispers faintly, hope fragile yet genuine. Carla meets my gaze slowly, voice quiet yet deeply certain. For now. But guilt never truly vanishes. It just becomes part of who we are. The difference is now we're strong enough to carry it. Outside, dawn breaks gently again, shadows retreating softly, warmth returning slowly. Yet even as relief floods gently through me, Daniel's faint whisper echoes softly within my mind. Gentle yet chillingly persistent. Guilt never dies. It merely sleeps, waiting for the next mistake, the next betrayal to wake it again. And deep within, I know peace is temporary. The darkness we carry can never fully vanish. It's simply waiting patiently, watching quietly, ready to rise once more, stronger than ever before.